So what episode are we actually? Episode 18.
18.
Let's go. Thank you very much for coming in. I'll let you do your intro and a little bit about you.
Cool. I'm Nikki Antonaccio, long surname. My business is the Nutrition Psychology Coach, and I coach other high-performing women, business owners, female founders with their health, their healing and their hormones. So I've got a mission to help redefine women's health in business and make sure people are supporting themselves.
Cool. How and when did this come about? What was the journey up to starting the business?
How long have you got?
Big question.
Yeah, big question. I've been coaching for 10 years. Mm-hmm. My business has been around as it is for 5 years. So it might be similar to other entrepreneurs. It kind of started in lockdown.
Yeah.
Because I had that moment of realisation. I was going, why am I doing this for other people? I was actually a manager of 5 bespoke personal training gyms.
Okay.
And I was doing their sales. I was managing the team. I was the nutrition coach. I was filling in for PT sessions. I was pretty much running the gym.
Yeah.
As if it was my own. And lockdown hit. I was the only member of staff that wasn't furloughed to try and keep the clients. So I was still working daily. And I just thought, what am I doing this for someone else for? I'd literally learned all the systems, the processes, how to get people results. I was doing it myself. I was learning all the marketing and I was like, I'm out. I need to do this for me.
It's so much happened in lockdown.
Yeah.
There was so much time to just reflect on what are you doing? Why are you doing it? Do you enjoy doing it? And no one got that time to just sit and pause and think and reflect. You could either walk your dog, do a quiz online, or think about your life. That's all you could really do.
Like I've obviously spoken to people, and I know it's a really, really hard time for people, but it was a wicked time for me because it made me stop. I am that typical overachiever, high performer that was just like go, 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 one thing after the other. I've been a amateur bodybuilder for 8 years. I was a professional dancer before that, and it was just this constant strive, more, and being forced to go, well, you can't go gym.
Yeah.
You can't go and see or do anything. You can't perform. You can't get on stage. You can't even go to work.
Yeah.
Cool. I need to think about what I'm doing.
And sometimes you need to do that. I think that COVID took a lot of people took a lot of lessons from it. And I think going forward, it's so important to reflect. Most people we speak to on podcasts don't reflect. They don't sit and think, what have I achieved? What am I doing? How have I done it? Because everyone has kind of gone back to just go again.
Yeah.
It's just life, isn't it? That's just what happens.
Yeah, I mean, that's a massive part of the work that I do with clients because I work with other people that are similar to myself. They've had businesses, got businesses, high-end corporate professionals. Literally, they're in that melting pot of things just being so fast.
Yeah.
And a lot of the work I do is around nervous system. So I'm a nervous system specialist, narcissistic abuse specialist, nutritionist, PT, and I bring it all together so that these women are learning to stop, reflect, understand how their nervous system's affecting how they show up in their life, their family, their business. I know, I never, ever used to stop and actually go, I've done pretty well here.
Yeah.
I mean, it still feels a bit weird. I've got so many British titles under my belt. I've travelled the world bodybuilding. I think I worked out once that I've done 25 bodybuilding shows in 8 years, 16 top 3 placings, 2 international titles, and competed abroad 4 times. And I didn't tell anyone.
Bizarre, isn't it?
Just moved on to the next thing.
Which is, it's a blessing and a curse, isn't it? It's great to have that sort of mindset that's just like push. Okay, I've achieved that. What am I achieving next?
Yeah.
But it's also just tiring, and it's hard to be on and pushing and relentless all the time.
Yeah, I mean, that is the crux of the work I do and why I do it, because that was me. I was at that kind of nervous system, fight, flight, can't stop, constant go, felt actually really uncomfortable to stop. Slowing down felt really weird. It felt like I felt guilty for stopping. I mean, I speak to women all the time. They're they're on constantly in their business or their work. They've always got either clients to manage, team to manage, payroll. Then they're planning their content, their marketing. Then they've got the children. I don't have children yet. So I don't have that whole factor to deal with in the house. And I'm like, you know, you can just stop for 5 minutes.
It stopped for 5 minutes is one thing, and then not feeling guilty for the fact that you've stopped for 5 minutes.
That's the crux of what work I do with people.
Yeah.
To get them to the point they don't feel guilty for taking care of themselves. Because otherwise there's this constant like cycle of never stopping, never being enough, like destination next thing. And once you get there, you're kind of like, now what? Yeah, next dopamine hit.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so bad for it. Anyway.
Aren't we all?
So let's talk through. So you sat in COVID and you decided this is why am I doing this? What was the process looking like to work out what you did want to do? And what was the business like now compared to then? Was
totally
it like
different?
How much of it's changed and how did you start
different.
it all out?
I mean, I started, so the moment when I was sat, so it was quite an emotional moment, as you do. I'd got to the point I got sick to death of managing all of the issues for someone else's business, seeing all the insides of it, seeing all of the stress and the worry, and just getting it in the ear every day because it was hard, man. I was trying to keep people's memberships when the gym wasn't open.
Yeah.
I'm trying to ring around 700 members and go, yo, can you still pay 500 quid a month even though we're not open? Like, it was mad.
Yeah.
It was mental. I remember sitting on the floor of my kitchen that is mine and my husband's house now, literally rocking backwards and forwards crying because I can't do it. I can't fix it. It's impossible. And he actually turned around and said to me, he goes, if you don't hand your notice in, I'm going to. I don't have a job. We're in the middle of lockdown. Every skill I've got is in the gym with people or selling or on the gym floor. I can't just do nothing. And he went, well, just don't do nothing then. Figure out what you want to do. And it gave me permission to go, all right then. So how could I make this thing work for me? And I was like, right, online is the way forwards. I started with Zoom PT sessions. Do you remember them?
Yeah.
God.
I haven't used Zoom since lockdown, I don't think.
Zoom PT sessions, and I was teaching people to leg press their sofa. I'm not even joking. That's how it started. So it started very much like fitness. It was very fitness. I was still bodybuilding. I was still competing at that time. And it was like, right, I know I can PT people. I'm going to start doing online coaching, PTing people on Zoom, and then I'll sort their nutrition out when they're not on the Zoom sessions with me.
So how did you, just on that point, how did you tell people that you were doing that? Like, it sounds silly, but...
All social media.
Yeah.
So I was very fortunate that in an even previous life, I co-owned quite a successful gym in Northamptonshire, and the other owner of said gym was a very big social media presence.
Right.
So I accrued quite a large following from way back when I was doing my performing, when we owned the gym. So I had a big social media platform. I say big. I had 10,000 followers. It felt big, all right?
I mean, 10,000 is a fair number.
It felt good.
Yeah.
I had a fairly large social media presence. So I thought, right, if I start shouting about this online, let's see who even cares, was the thing. Again, I was quite fortunate in the sense that the gyms were shut and every client that didn't have a gym needed a nutritionist.
Yeah.
So there's people sitting at home eating too much, drinking too much.
Drinking at 10 a.m.
Yeah, like sitting in their joggers feeling rubbish, thinking, well, the gym's shut. I don't know how long it's going to be closed for. If I could then go in and use my sales skills and match their gym membership, it was a no-brainer.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's what happened. And this does not happen, I put one social media post out and I got 15 people say, yeah, I'm in.
Wow.
That doesn't happen anymore.
No.
It was right place, right time, right skills. Yeah.
So how long were you just doing the Zoom stuff and then nutrition came quite quickly afterwards and went from there?
I combined it together because I realised actually a PT session a week, one, that wasn't an online coaching experience. That was online personal training. And I didn't want to keep doing that either. It's exhausting. Like 6 a.m. sessions, people not getting out of bed. They say they want to do it before work. They've got to start work at their desk at 8. You're up at 6 yourself. I'm locking the kitchen up, like telling my other half he can't come down and have breakfast, locking the dog out the kitchen. That was my studio.
Yeah.
That was in the March, April time of lockdown. And by the December, I was like, nah, this has got to change. And I completely pivoted, stopped doing online Zoom PT sessions. I was like, no, this is all going to turn into nutrition mindset, and I will program your training for you to do yourself at home. I'm not doing it with you anymore. Instead of giving my time for money, as in if you pay me for an hour, I'll do it with you.
Yeah.
It was like, right, I need to actually create a product here, like a coaching service. And that I did for years. I did that for about 3 years after lockdown, 2-3 years. And then over the course of time, that's developed. So the more skills I've got, as I went and retrained as a therapist, so somatic trauma-informed therapy, NLP, narcissistic abuse, I started bringing all of that into coaching, and it's developed into, I'm a high-performance health coach, which is what it is today.
I think it's such a important point that people sometimes start what they're doing and stay what they're doing and carry on doing what they're doing, and they think, why is this not getting any further? Why are we not doing more? Why are we not business not getting bigger? Because you have to just upskill yourself constantly, add more to stand out, to provide more value, to add more value to your current customers, to new customers, whatever it may be. You can't just stand still, can you?
Absolutely not. Like, I was stuck in that for a little period of time. I've had mentor after mentor after mentor as well. Like, that's one of my biggest values is lifelong learning. Like, I will pay somebody who's done it to teach me how to do it quicker.
Yeah.
Because one, I haven't got the time. Who's got the time in anything? Yeah. Two, I want to make sure that I'm always on top of like the newest information, what's coming out, whether that's science-backed stuff for nutrition or health, or whether that's for business and understanding how the landscape's moving, because stuff's changed so fast after lockdown.
Yeah.
Like the online world changed so quickly.
Yeah, crazy.
And going, right, let's do PT sessions 3 times a week, to actually you need psychology, nutritionist, you need a PT, you need all of this in one place and a community, and you need an education platform and learning those skills along the way. I had to let go of, well, this is what I'd been told for year 1 from this mentor, and go, yeah, but it's not working. So if it's not working anymore, as in business looked like it was working, it was killing me.
Yeah.
This is something I speak about quite a lot. I've said, like, I left that industry, and it is in personal training, and I went all in on business, and it looked great from the outside. I had more clients than I knew what to do with. I had no time. The business looked on paper like it was doing brilliantly. I was done.
It's so easy to just push and burn yourself out.
Yeah, I was absolutely done. My hair was snapping. I think it snapped about 4 inches without cutting it. I was getting eczema. I wasn't sleeping. I wasn't eating properly. My alcohol consumption got stupid on the weekends.
Yeah.
I was like, something's got to shift. It's not working.
It's so easily done though, isn't it? When you've got that mentality of just push, you've got a target, you've got an objective, whatever it may be, it's so easy to sleep. I think for me, sleep's the first thing that goes.
Yeah.
And then you're tired, so you like caffeine, you drink more caffeine, and then you have a couple of glasses of wine when you get home.
Yeah.
And then everything just, before you realise it, you're a month later, 2 months later, you think, Jesus, how much am I drinking? How am I not sleeping? How am I not doing this?
Yeah.
And then you're thinking, why am I not being able to give my best self at work?
Exactly.
And you get frustrated that you're not giving your best self at work. And actually, if you take a step back, you've been eating badly, you're drinking too much, you're not sleeping. And when you do have spare time, you're probably doom scrolling.
Absolutely. So how can you show up?
Yeah.
Like it starts and ends with you. For me, there's it's an interesting concept actually, like extreme ownership. I think there's 2 sides to it. So like I will always look at what's going on with me. How can I make sure I'm performing and showing up as my best self, and how can I help and educate and inform others to do the same? But also not to the point it gets toxic, which I've done many, many times. Like you say, to the detriment of everything. I will be like, there's the target, I've got to do it no matter what.
Yeah.
Whether I'm like scraping myself there. No, I'm not about that anymore. Like I want to find that high performance, not overachievement.
Yeah.
And I try and teach others to do that as well.
I think when people think of work-life balance, it's, do you finish at 5 or do you have time for your friends at the weekend? That's just not what work-life balance is in my mind.
No.
Work-life balance is, are you eating?
Yeah.
Are you sleeping?
Yeah.
Are you, especially for a business owner, when you have things that you want to do, it's not just about what time you're clocking off. It's about what are you doing at home, or what are you eating, sleeping, how much are you drinking, how much time are you spending not thinking about work?
Yeah. Like how you eat, how you move, how you think, and how you act are my 4 pillars. So like, no, I'm not going to be clocking off at 5 o'clock. I'm a business owner. Are you mad? Like it's probably going to be on my mind all the time because it's a passion and it's my life.
Yeah.
But can I healthily detach from what I'm doing and be present in something else? And couldn't before. And I see so many people and business owners that can't. They're sat around the dinner table answering emails. I've got really strict boundaries around technology now. It goes in another room. Because if I'm that balance that we talk about that isn't actually feasibly measurable, as in clock off and clock on, it doesn't work like that when you own a business.
Especially if you work from home a lot of the time as
internal
well.
boundaries, not external ones. So it's like, where is my head? Am I in this conversation with the person I'm talking to? Am I actually present with my other half when he's telling me about his day? Or am I going, yeah, and answering an email? It's internal boundaries.
Yeah. So easy to just be like, yeah. And you go straight back to what you're thinking about, or carry on talking about what you're thinking about.
Yeah.
It's really easily done, and sometimes really difficult. And then you feel guilty when you. For me, I feel guilty half an hour later when I thought, actually, I've got no idea what they were just saying.
Yeah, it's gone. I have no idea what they've even told me.
When I've got to a point of processing, I'm thinking, I don't know what you just said.
Not a clue.
And I can't go back and ask because then it's even worse. So I just have to
you just tell me what you said again.
Yeah, I just have to hope that I haven't missed anything important.
Just wing it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm no relationship expert by any stretch of the imagination, but one of the things my husband and I do every morning is a 3D hello. So we don't ever have technology when we say good morning to each other. It's always something like saying hello, either giving each other a kiss or a cuddle in the morning, and then it's literally like a physical hello. Because otherwise, one of you's on your phone, the other one's doing this, someone's gone to the bathroom, oh, what are you doing today? And you're not taking any notice of each other.
Yeah.
And it's just that, things like that in terms of high performance health and business and managing having a business and doing it at home.
Yeah.
Like my office, my setup is at home. So's my husband's. So our work environment is also our home environment.
That's tough.
And you have to know how to have decent boundaries between the two.
Yeah. I really struggled. I can't work from home.
Yeah.
I find it really, really difficult. I can't focus. I end up doing other things. And then when I can focus and get in that space, I go to don't finish until whatever time.
Yeah. It's too easy not to leave it.
So I have to. My house is as like the crow flies is probably 100 meters over there. I have to get in the car. I have to drive, and I have to be. So it takes like 6 minutes to drive to work. Yeah. I have to be somewhere different to where I live.
Engage in that work mode and off. But that's the whole purpose for me. If I'm working with someone, you know that about yourself and not fighting against it, because there's so many people I'd meet that would be like, well, no, I'm not going to hire an office space if I'm 6 minutes from there. But that's an investment. You wouldn't do your best work if you didn't.
Yeah.
So that for me, I'm like, right, how can I help somebody learn enough about themselves to go, are you good working from home? Does it help you if you can be there when your kids come home from school? Or is that chaos?
Yeah.
And what works for you and what doesn't?
Yeah, it is. And you have to learn those things, right? You have to put yourself in positions where is it easier if I'm at home and I can have lunch and I can do this and I can do that and I can get up later and I can walk the dog at lunchtime and whatever. It's a lot easier, but it's about not doing the easy thing all the time.
Absolutely. There's a really lovely concept I read about the other day, and it was the question was, are your actions uphill actions or downhill actions? And it was saying that those uphill things that feel harder, like perhaps driving 6 minutes to a new place for work and having to prepare your lunch to take it with you and make sure you're intentional about what you eat and take water with you and all those things, they feel hard to do, but then move you in an uphill spiral. Yeah. Whereas the easy things, I won't bother. I won't get out of my pajamas. Yeah. I'll just order Uber Eats. Those things create that downward spiral. Yeah. So that kind of whole concept of easy decisions, hard life, hard decisions, easy life. Yeah. It always comes back to that and being intentional about what you're doing.
It is that exactly that. You've got to do the things you don't want to do, and that's in any capacity, whether it's life, whether it's work, whether it's sport, whether it's fitness. You've got to do things that you don't want to do and get comfortable being uncomfortable, and that's where growth is, right?
So that is the crux of a lot of the work I do. So as a nervous system specialist, you want to be at the edge of discomfort to create growth, but not falling off the face of a cliff. Because if you're on the edge of that and you're pushing yourself too much all the time, you're in overwhelm and you do nothing.
How do you find that? Is there a process of getting to finding that?
Yeah, I mean, most people will recognise if their nervous system's dysregulated if you say, I'm anxious or I'm overwhelmed. They're the two most common things I hear. Or the other thing that you find with a lot of people is if they're tired but wired, they can't sleep. So they're my 3 red flags that I'm like, yo, that person's nervous system's totally dysregulated. And then from that place, there's a really easy 3-step process to get to a point where you feel more in control of what's going on in terms of your nervous system and its reactions. There's a really interesting concept. There's different parts of your brain, and when the blood flows into different areas, if it's in the frontal lobe, just behind like your forehead here, you can make rational, conscious, logical decisions. So that's where you live when you're making choices about work, business, marketing, sales, clients, all of those kind of things that we expect to do daily. Then if you get tipped into your limbic system or fight and flight, which is what most people will remember the kind of terminology, that's you're all up in your emotions. Logic has left the building. So there's no logic to be had. You can't problem solve. And then you've got a further stage where if that has been chronic stress, dysregulation, anxiety, overwhelm, you flip into freeze. So you literally just shut down and go numb, and you can't do nothing. So you might end up wanting to sleep more, having no appetite, not sleeping at all, pretty numb, can't really feel anything. Once somebody's recognised where they are in those 3 states, then I can start helping them understand how to process what's going on. Because most high performers are completely shut off. They don't feel anything from the head down. They'll be like, I'm all up in my head. I'm thinking I'm anxious. I'm busy. Everything's going too fast. I'm like, cool. So how's that feel? Don't know. I have no idea what's going on from here down. So then I teach a concept called introspective learning. So you start looking inwards to find where the sensations are going on somatically in your body. So when you're anxious, where do you feel it? I don't know. Okay, what sensations pop up? Oh, I get tingly fingers. Right, cool. How often does that happen? When does that happen? At what points in your life does that happen? Because that's your nervous system flipping offline. You can't be making logical decisions about your business when you are all up in your amygdala and you're all emotional, because they're not going to be great choices.
Yeah.
From that place, it's then learning to integrate what you've learned. Like if I feel like I've got my heart is beating through my chest and my fingers go all tingly, I know something's triggered me. I need to go and sort myself out before I make a choice and before I react to somebody or flip my gasket or have a go at someone or blow my whole business up. And then you teach the regulation tools to come back up online. So really simple stuff like a really cold glass of water can literally hijack where the blood flows in your brain. People do this all the time with public speaking. If someone's nervous and they're stood on a stage, what do most public speakers do? They have a really cold glass of water. Right. Because it forces their nervous system to go back into parasympathetic response and slow down.
Wow.
So it's a really simple process once you start identifying where you live in. But if someone says to me, I'm anxious, I'm overwhelmed, I'm like, cool, what about? And they don't know.
Yeah. There's so much of what you're saying I'm like relating to, and I'm like either living or lived or like I think as well, like just talking to more people, so many people business owners are in that space, not necessarily all the time, but fluctuate in and around it.
Flitting in and out of it.
Yeah.
I think I want to highlight as well, none of those nervous system states are bad. They're all there to try and protect you. Think about in the wild. So an animal will play dead if it's safer to play dead.
Yeah.
It's the survival instinct. It's not, your body's not doing something it shouldn't. And often we think we've got to be in this like go problem solving space all the time. That's not realistic. That's perfectionism and that's toxic as well.
Yeah.
You've got to accept that sometimes your other half is going to say something that's going to rattle you and you will feel all fizzy and angry and be like, I can't concentrate. But you've got to know how to deal with it so it doesn't bleed into your work. So then you're not showing up for clients ratty because you've had an argument with your other half in the morning.
And also going back to that example of an animal, like our brains aren't designed to be on Zoom call, Teams, and then doing this and doing that and doing that. We're not designed for that, are we?
No, life is too fast. I'm just going to say that out loud.
Yeah.
We are not designed to have life this fast.
Yeah.
I'm very fortunate being of Italian heritage and my other half is as well. So we have a family home back in Italy and it's in the Italian countryside in the Campania region. Nice. Absolutely beautiful. And we go back every August. Every time I go back, you see the pace that life is meant to be lived at.
Yeah.
And I find it hard to come home, to come back, because there's this ramp up and bracing to go, oh my God, it's going to be so busy and there's so much stimulation. Yeah. There's so many notifications and messages and ping, ping, ping and Zoom
I hate
this.
that so much. My phone's in my pocket and it's going...
Oh,
I just feel it just rise in my body.
Turn your notifications off.
Off. I do it. I've kind of put on work mode, and then I come back. But I can be in a weekend, and it's just going, and I'm just like.
So that's your nervous system bracing for something.
Yeah.
That feeling. That's what I help high performers learn and then manage. Because again, if your watch is going off.
Oh, they have to take it off.
It's got to be off.
Yeah.
Like, because if I'm in something like this here talking to you, and if this is buzzing, my brain's gone.
Yeah.
What is that? Who is that? Is that a risk? Is that client got a problem? What's happened?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Is it a sale? What is it?
Yeah.
I'm like a little meerkat.
Yeah. Days that I don't wear my Apple Watch sometimes. I don't wear it for weeks sometimes.
Yeah.
Because I just can't deal with it. Even when we do this, I won't wear it because I can just feel it. Exactly. My mind's going, do I have to react?
Yeah.
Is there something going on? Is that good? Is that bad?
Yep.
And half the time you think, is it a good thing or is it a bad thing? Or what?
And it's the unknown that throws you into a tailspin.
And then I've been it before when I'm on a podcast recording and my watch is going off and I'm not even listening to the answer.
No, again, we're back to that thing, not knowing what the person said.
Yeah. And then it gets to the end of the question. I'm like, what do I ask next? It's not right. And it's just, we're bombarded with notification and stimulation and even a stupid example, you go on Netflix, it's just everything.
Oh, there's so much.
There's so much choice.
So overwhelming.
You can't. Our brains just aren't designed for that much colour and stimulation and design and options.
Constantly. Like I say, I find it really hard coming back from Italy because we live in the middle of nowhere. There's not even phone signal in the house.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Honestly, I sound like such an old lady.
No, I get it. My dad's got a place in France that's just a barn house, middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
And
we get woken up by a goat with a bell.
It's nuts.
We've got a family there. They pick all their own food. Like, I kid you not, it's like it is going back in time 100 years. You want to go and get salad. You want to get food. You go and pick it.
That's awesome.
It's wicked. I mean, I'm not sure I could do that pace of life all the time.
Yeah.
I might go a little bit nuts, but the reality that you just go when you're back here, it is relentless.
Yeah.
So again, we can't change that. That's how the world works here. So let's make a really robust nervous system where you are responding to what's going on in your life instead of reacting and knowing how to manage and hold that much stuff without burning out.
What's your view on a lot of people that I've spoken to, they split their days out in like 30-minute segments or some 15-minute segments. And for me, I find that really overwhelming. That doesn't, obviously works for them and that's great. Doesn't work for me because as soon as you roll over on the first 30 minutes, I'm like, well, that's the week, that's the day done.
Yeah, it's my day done. It's ruined. I was diagnosed neurodivergent when I was 21. So I've got ADHD. Didn't really do anything with it. I got diagnosed at uni. I got told to get £1,000 in a laptop.
Happy days.
I was like, yeah, fine, cool. Didn't really do anything with it. Didn't really take much notice of it. My brain is my brain. I've never had a different one. I don't know any different. All the productivity hacks that I'd been taught over the years put me in a box and made me worse. And I was like, this is just making me feel so much pressure and like I'm getting everything wrong because this doesn't fit the Pomodoro method. This doesn't fit this. It doesn't fit that. Take the box and shove it where the sun doesn't shine is my current attitude.
Yeah.
I've had to find ways that work with how I like to work. A lovely concept that from a book. I can't claim the concept is energy management, but I live my life by that instead of time management.
Okay.
So I know and understand when I'm my most productive, when I'm best at doing client-facing and external work versus when I need to go inward and just do things like content creation or video editing or marketing or strategy versus when I need to be active and get out of the house. It's taken years to learn myself because I did used to try and fit into, right, I must work 9 to 5 and I must have 30 minutes on this and time block on that and 15 minutes to do this. Can't.
Yeah,
Can't.
I get that totally.
Can't do it.
Yeah, I'm exactly the same. So I was at uni as well when I found out that I was dyslexic, and then only recently I've kind of worked out that I'm proper ADHD and all that kind of brain process of everything that I'm just like, okay, so I'm not just different to how, because I find it really difficult to think how a lot of people think, and I just thought that was just because everyone's different and this, that, and the other. But working out that like you say, fitting in every box of school, of work, I used to work at a role before, and we did everything on paper, and I absolutely flying. Did the job really well. And then they went all online, couldn't do it.
I'm only laughing because I'm exactly the same.
And I find it really bizarre that I was just struggling so much with, I'm really good at this. I can do this.
As soon as it's on a screen,
this.
I can't take it in.
Yeah, it's on a screen and I have to manage it all on a screen and I'm lost.
Yeah.
Totally lost.
Yeah.
And I just thought that, have I just lost it? Have I just not been good at what I'm doing or whatever?
Yeah.
And then it's only really, I'm still working out, to be honest with you, how I work best.
Yeah.
I know certain things.
I'm terrible with audio instructions. If someone gives me directions, I'm like, whoop.
Yeah, exactly the same.
I have to have visual reference points.
Yeah.
So if someone says to me, drive down the road, turn left, you'll see this monument, and then don't go right, and you know where this shop is.
Yeah.
Okay. And if you go here and you know it, I'm cool. And I will not forget it.
Yeah.
You go, turn out of here, turn left, go down the road, turn right. I'm like, you've lost me at turn left.
I asked my nan, where's this place? You know when you go down this road and then you turn up this street, I don't know. I
don't even know the road you're talking about.
Yeah, I can't. I don't know. I know the road that I live on. I don't know any other roads off it.
Outside of that, it doesn't exist in my mind.
I don't know any roads.
Yeah.
I don't know roads. What's there? Is it near a Tesco?
Exactly.
So,
give me physical references and visual cues.
Yeah.
I mean, again, this isn't necessarily controversial anymore. There's a lot of studies around it now, particularly with neurodivergency. There's a link to childhood trauma. So when you're in your formative years, between about 2 and about 7 years old, the part of your brain, the emotional part, the amygdala, the limbic system, can overdevelop if you have to be hypervigilant for the possible threat. So then what happens as you get older is that part of the brain is more dominant at processing. So you're more emotionally reactive, you can be more impulsive with buying, spending, and you can also find then that that's where the ADHD tendencies come from, because that part of your brain works more.
It's like you describe when you just,
Am I inside your brain?
Yeah, it's bizarre because it's like it's good, these things for me, because it's like when you can describe things, I absolutely feel it's like I'm not the only one that's like this.
Yeah.
Which is great. But I think it's just interesting that you can feel like you're just this person in this brain that makes no sense. And it's also nuts how so much... I had a little boy, he's going to be 2 in January.
Aww.
So ever since having a child, and I talk about it a lot on the podcast, about different things about him, but I reflect so much of when I was younger.
Yeah, I bet.
And then... I never really understood how much of good things, bad things, or whatever from when you're young just affect
how they show up.
Everything.
I think what's really interesting in the work that I do, the moment I say trauma, people go, that's not me. Didn't have abusive parents. That's not what it is.
Yeah, I've only just processed that trauma doesn't mean that you were beaten or assaulted or whatever. No. It can mean thousands of different things.
Yeah, so there's, I could go on all day about this. You've had the term big trauma, little trauma. Big trauma, the easiest way to describe it is the bad things that shouldn't happen that did. All the wars, the soldiers having PTSD, the abuse, all of that kind of stuff. Little trauma, although there's no difference in weight to what it does to someone's system, because trauma is how we perceive it as a child. It's what we make it mean about us as a small person, and small people are narcissistic in the nicest way possible. The whole world revolves around a 2-year-old. And they believe as a 4-year-old that the whole world should revolve around me, mummy. Why can't I have that? That's how people's brains develop. That rationale and empathy doesn't develop to you about 7 or 8. So anything that happens between about 2 and 7, we take it personally. Yeah. So it's little trauma, if you want to call it that, is good things that should have happened that didn't.
Right.
So that could be, and it can be unassuming. I'll give you an example of my own. My mum used to take me to the shop every Friday after school. This was in like junior school. I'm not sure if Bedford still does junior schools and all that kind of stuff. Really between about 5 and about 9. It's those years. And on a Friday, she'd be like, have you been a good girl? Yes, mum, been a good girl. Have you done everything you should do? Yes, didn't get told off, because I was a chatterbox. Hello, ADHD. So she'd be like, didn't get told off for talking? No, mum, blah, blah, blah. Right, go get some sweets, right? I distinctly remember one occasion, the poor woman forgot. One. Now, my little 6 or 7-year-old self perceived that to mean, oh God, Nikki, you're not good enough.
Yeah.
You are not good enough. You are a terrible human being. That means you must be a people pleaser and you must be perfect and work stupidly hard for the rest of your life. And if something goes wrong, you're going to restrict your food and have an eating disorder. Once.
It's nuts, isn't it?
Once. That is not my mum's fault.
No.
That's not intentional. She's not malicious. She didn't do it on purpose. And you can't, as a parent, obsess over everything you do because the weight of that with your own children can be suffocating. But that's what my little 6-year-old self decided. That's it. That means if you're not good enough, Nikki, you've got to restrict your food or binge eat.
It is crazy how it is that one thing because again, being a parent, you reflect on that. And I've got lots of little examples like that it's not them being bad parents or being selfish or whatever. Life gets in the way, these things happen, whatever, right? But then you think exactly to that point, I need to do this or I didn't do that or they didn't care about this. And when you break it down as it is that simple, isn't it? When kids are that young, all the world is evolving around them. They don't. You can't understand. Like you can put yourself in your brain when you're younger.
Yeah, and go, why did I think that?
There's no the world. If everything should be about you.
Yeah,
even if it's about
be.
your sister.
Yeah,
you're like, well, why is it not about me?
And that's traumatic.
Yeah.
So even small things like that as an adult we apply logic to and go, well, of course my parents had to deal with both of us.
Yeah.
But as a 6-year-old, you're like, no, it's about me.
Yeah.
Me, and that's it.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I think there's a really interesting thing that I teach my clients. We as human beings are the species that need our parents the longest. We're the most dependent. We rely on them for the longest. Needy, aren't we? And we have 2 needs when we're younger. We have a need for we have a need for identity, our own identity, who we are, personality, what our likes are, dislikes, and we have a need for attachment to our caregivers for safety. Because if we don't have that, we're not going to get fed, so we'll die. Yeah. Simple as that. But if your identity threatens your attachment, you will abandon your personality for your attachments. So if you have a parent, for instance, and this happens a lot with the high-performing people I work with, they are very busy, they are working a lot, and they have young children, there is an awareness there that can be perceived as an emotionally absent parent. So if that child feels like interrupting or taking mum or dad's attention is perceived to be bad, then that will mean that child will stop asking for it.
Yeah.
Because they're like, oh, my mum or dad might get angry because I'm taking their attention, they're busy, I better just say nothing and keep quiet. And that is a child that turns into an adult people pleaser.
Wow.
It's nuts, isn't it?
It is.
And it's not from a place of being malicious.
No.
Like these are high-performing people that are striving to do better by their kids and their families. So it's trying to find this balance between helping them not feel guilty for doing what they need to do and look after themselves so they can show up and be present with their kids when they want to be. Yeah.
It's fascinating. I also think it's crazy that when you watch things like I'm a Celebrity, or you watch interviews with documentaries about like proper high-level athletes or business owners, and you think that they're like top of the tree, achieved everything they can achieve, then you break it down and it's because they didn't feel good enough.
All the time.
Yeah, so many examples.
Their dad didn't say they were proud of him.
Yeah.
All the time. That's mine, by the way. All the time.
It's I just find it crazy because when you take a step back, you think they've got it all. Like, what was his name? Bradley Wiggins.
Yeah, man.
You'd never put anything like that part that you just think that he has done everything he wants to do, achieved everything that he wants to achieve. He must be, in doing that, you have to be committed. You have to have, all your nutrition's got to be right. Your fitness, every aspect of everything you do has to, and you can't do that if you're not in the perfect mindset. And then they're just the furthest from it.
Yeah, so Stephen Bartlett asks the question, are you driven or dragged? So this is also a really interesting concept, because another thing I find lots of people fear, and I did myself, is if I do this healing thing, if I stop doing and overachieving because I'm trying to still get my dad's validation at nearly 40, does that mean I'll lose my ambition and drive? If I don't have this big gaping hole that's scaring the crap out of me
Yeah.
that makes me do all this insanely overachieving.
Yeah.
Are you a high achiever? Are you an overachiever? There's a difference, right? And if I don't have that, do I lose my edge?
Yeah.
I hear that so often because they're like, yeah, but
It makes
I do
me who
this.
I am.
Yeah, that's who I am. That's who I've always been. So if I work on this healing thing, who am I? I don't want to give that up.
Yeah.
So then you can be addicted to struggle, which just creates this same concept of never being able to slow down, feeling guilty for stopping, feeling guilty for wanting to have a bit of a calmer life and not be constantly addicted to notifications and dopamine hits and stress and late nights. But when you get it right, when someone's willing to go there, you find that everything you're trying to achieve becomes intentional, not from fear. So instead of me running my business from a place of needing my parents' validation, which then turns into needing clients and other business owners and other people telling me it's good, it comes because I want to make it good.
Yeah.
It feels so much better because then I can choose if I don't want to do something.
Yeah. Yeah. I completely get that. I, for so long, was just trying to do it for everybody else. And I still battle with it. Now I'm doing all this and this and the other. And some people in my family don't even know what I do or how it works or whatever. And I don't care. Actually, when you break, I don't care that they don't know what I do.
Yeah.
But at the moment, I'm like, well, don't you care?
Yeah.
Is it not good enough? Is it not
Am
valid?
I not good enough?
Am I
There
not
it is
good
again.
enough for you to know that I do this? And it's so kind of, I get the feeling of always needing to be in that moment of, I always think, because how my brain works, I work my best when I'm under pressure, when I've got a deadline, when I'm probably a little bit behind. That's when I work my best.
Can I call bullshit?
But that's how it's always been,
Yeah.
right? That's that's what I think I am.
Yes, that's it, right? It's our nervous system goes back to what's familiar, not what's good for us.
Yeah, it's not good for me. It's absolutely
the
not good for me.
familiarity of that chaos is what you know.
Yeah.
So then we make it about ourselves. We go, oh, I'm good under pressure. I work. That's the only way I can perform. Not true. You don't know how to work in a different way because it feels uncomfortable.
Yeah. When things are good, it's like, oh God.
That's trauma.
Yeah.
Because that's your system going, when's the other shoe going to drop?
Yeah.
Oh God, this is too good.
Yeah.
Do I deserve this?
Yeah.
And then that's that element where you start causing problems for yourself.
Oh yeah, and it's like self-sabotage and all that stuff comes in. And
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really tough to, and then it's, do I deserve this? When am I going to get found out? Then the imposter syndrome comes in.
Kicks in, and then and all the sabotage. I mean, my sabotage behaviours were great. I used to have serious issues with eating disorders. Like I'd be killing it with everything, and then that would be the thing that would rear its ugly head because things were going too well.
Yeah.
So I can't possibly have it all. Can't do that, Nikki. Not a
Yeah.
chance. Binge drinking at weekends. That would just sabotage everything. My anxiety would go through. I used to wake up every morning in a panic attack, like somebody had landed on my chest every morning. And great, wonderful. Let's just sabotage everything.
Yeah, it's crazy that you can, and these are all, like, not all come from, but there's so many little things in moments in your life that you just combine. And you think about that moment you were talking about is just a moment in your whole life, but that magnifies and magnifies and magnifies and magnifies.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's so difficult when you're doing something good and I find it really difficult to be proud of anything that I'm doing.
Yeah.
And only recently I've just found some pride in what we do. And that's not because of me either. That's because what these guys are doing.
It's easy to be proud of other people, not yourself.
Yeah, and that's the only reason I'm proud of it.
Yeah.
It's so difficult, and then it's not. So when I go to bed, it's not just thinking about work or what we could do more or less of. It's thinking this part of it. Why am I not proud of what I'm doing? Or am I proud of what I'm doing? And there's loads and loads and loads of things.
Of layers
and then
to
sometimes I'm just sat there, and I know I'm just completely disconnected to anybody else that's in the room, and someone said to me the other day, someone said to me that you just don't see yourself at the moment. And I'm like, well, I know I'm all right. And then I go home and I think, well, probably I'm not.
Yeah. I find that's a really hard thing in business, to be human and be real. Where's the line when you say, actually, no, I'm not all right today?
Yeah.
When do you say that? When do you share that? For, one of my biggest values is integrity. How can I show up and tell somebody I'm all right if I'm not?
Yeah.
But I used to do that all the time. Yeah, I'm fine. How often do we all do that?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Are you all right? Yeah, I'm fine.
Because it feels like you can't not be fine.
Yeah.
When you're, and this is the same in like when you start a business, you feel like you have to know everything about that business and that industry.
Now I'll just go, I don't know, I'll find out.
Exactly. And that's okay. And people, I think people respect that more.
Yeah.
Or you feel like you have to come in every day and be on and be ready. You go to a client and you have to be bubbly and you have to be energetic. And
sometimes you're not.
Sometimes with podcasts, and I think, I really don't want to do this today. And it's not because I don't want to speak to that person or...
No, but that day I'm
just thinking...
Do you know what? This is a big thing. Like, again, it's the whole permission to be yourself, which is really freaking hard. It's an oversimplification. But talk about this a lot with clients that now own or run their own businesses. A lot of them have come from a corporate world where it had to be quite toxically masking everything all the time. Utmost like corporate professionalism, pretending to be okay even if you're not. And it's toxic. I've been there. But being able to show up and say, I'm here. I'm not 100% today, but I'll give you everything I've got.
Yeah.
And being grounded enough to be able to say that and feel okay and not feel guilty for it, not worry also that the other person will perceive that to mean there's anything wrong with them.
Yeah.
That's not my responsibility. Like, I can turn up and say in a situation, I've got 50% to give today. I'll give you all of it, but that's all I've got to give you.
And it's also not a weakness. I think people are so, they don't want to show any weaknesses. They don't want to show... there's always a competition that can come and say, well, they're not 100%, I'll go somewhere else.
Yeah.
And it's really difficult to know.
I don't want those clients though.
Yeah.
I want the ones that are like, cool, she gets it, she's normal.
But it's difficult when you haven't got, when you've got lots of opportunity, it's easy to say, well, I don't want those types of people. But when you start out,
yeah, you just want everything.
You just take what you can
get. And you
get.
need everything.
And you need it. And I've had clients before where I don't enjoy doing them. I take no value from it, really.
Yeah.
But I have to take it. I have to show up. I have to put a smile on my face. And I just don't want to do it. And there's that balance between doing what you don't want to do and then being yourself in it. It can be really difficult to balance.
It's like those early stages, like I said, again, I'm very fortunate 5 years in. I am at a place now where I can be a bit more selective with who I work with. But no, those first phases of business are survival. And survival's, you don't have a choice. You do end up having to do things you don't want to do. And I'm not going to kid people that starting out, if you're thinking of beginning a business, there are points you're just surviving.
Yeah.
It's not thriving and choosing what hours you work. And no, it's not. It's doing the frickin' work and it's bloody hard and there's a lot of it.
And you go through different phases of it. You go through survive, thrive, and it goes through trends of doing that. It's not
it's not just this linear,
growth.
Steady thing. I say this to women when I'm working on their health, like they think the opposite with like weight loss, for instance. They're like, oh, I'm going to start and it's just going to be this steady straight line. I'm like, no, look at your business. Does that do the same thing? No, it doesn't. There's
so many correlations between, I think as well, that fitness, your mental health, your physical health and the health of your business.
They are the same thing.
Yeah, and I'm, again, I would think that the best thing is just be honest about this stuff. I'm so guilty of that. When things get tough at work, everything else goes.
Yep.
And then, again, like I was saying, why is everything not going right? Because I'm not putting everything in place.
Yes.
It's so easily done.
Yeah,
and I think that the difficult part is knowing it's hard and doing it anyway.
Yeah, so this is literally the crux of everything I work on. So what I do with my clients in the mastermind that I work with, this is what I had my event on Sunday. This was my keynote. Health is your next big business strategy. Because ironically, in times of busyness, when life gets stressful, when work ramps up, the first thing most people abandon is their health. And it's the worst thing they could.
Yeah.
Because you can only show up to get yourself and dig yourself out of a hole if you're making it easier on yourself. And if you're making it worse, watching Netflix till midnight when you know you need to go to bed at 10 o'clock, sitting and having coffee at 8, 9 o'clock and knowing you're going to be wired all night, when you're eating crap and ordering Uber Eats every evening, not bothering with breakfast, you're making it worse.
Yeah. It's hard though, isn't it? Because like you want to go to the gym, but then you think, well, in that time that I could be at the gym, I could do an extra hour's work. Or I need to get up and have breakfast. Or if I don't have breakfast, I can get in earlier. It's just having those conversations with yourself, saying, okay, what's the priority here?
And catching yourself in those moments. Because yeah, sure, you can do that short term, but how long is that going to last?
Yeah.
So that's the kind of burnout and bust syndrome you get into, that people think, and it goes against logic. Right, if I get in the office early, I'll get that done. There's always more to do.
Yeah.
It sounds daft. You've got to pace yourself because there's always more. So I just said to my clients last night on our team call, this 4 weeks has been the busiest of the entire year. I've had 3 new products launch. I've done our event on Sunday, which was a huge women's health summit at Fawsley Hall in Daventry. 50 in-person guests, 25 people online. Wow. The week before I did a 2-day speaking event in London. The week before that I was at a premiere in London for something else. Like, it's been the busiest 4 weeks. So I have doubled down on my health. I have not skipped a beat with the gym. I've not skipped a beat with my nutrition, because if I did, it's a recipe for me being ill.
Yeah.
And I haven't got time.
Yeah. And that's the thing, isn't it? I mean, when you look at, sport is such an interesting one that I find. When you look at people, like, you can do it in any sport, right? You could look at, say my cycling earlier. You look at the what are the 2 names? Kennys that got married. Jason and Laura Kenny.
That's it.
They every time they turn up, they basically come over gold.
Yeah.
You look at people like, I don't know, football player Declan Rice, for example, always performs, always there, and you think, how is that possible? How can you always be at that level? It's not because they just turn up every day.
No.
It's because, like you say, they're sleeping right, they're eating
Optimised
right.
everything.
Everything.
Everything is
without
optimised.
fail.
Look at Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Insane. Like,
without fail all the time.
Yeah.
And that's where the longevity is. That's the consistency of every tiny little thing results in that
has an outcome.
Final delivery of whatever that is.
I think what's really important is what I've learned coaching over the years is this concept of grace and grit. You don't get to here straight away. The amount of people I meet that they're like, I'm going to overhaul my health. That's it. I'm going to go gym every morning before I start work.
That's me.
And I'm like, yeah, but you're not. And that's not me being a defeatist. That's me going, where your nervous system's living right now, no, you're not.
Yeah.
You need to start with 1 session a week. You need to build it to 2. You need to build in taking lunch instead of doing it at your desk. And you need to build to that level of resilience and capacity, because if you expect yourself to be this ultimate performer from where you are, you're going to kill yourself.
It's so true, because I go from, right, I haven't been to the gym for a while. I'm going to go 3 or 4 times next week. I'm going to walk every lunchtime. I'm going to eat healthy. I'm going to have a good breakfast. And there's 2 things that happen. 1, I'll do that for a while.
Yep.
And then I'll crash and be absolutely done in.
Yep.
Or 2, I'll miss a day and think, can't do it anymore.
Can't do it anymore. It doesn't fit. It doesn't work, because you haven't changed and shifted your level of identity.
Yeah.
You haven't shifted your business to allow or accommodate for it. And you're trying to do it too much, too quick, too fast. And that's what causes trauma.
Yeah.
Too much, too quick, too fast. Your nervous system can't keep up with it. And it goes, excuse my friend, fuck that.
Yeah.
Not bothering anymore. So you either go out hard out of the blocks and give up in 2 weeks, or you get so defeated you don't even start.
Yeah.
So instead, you have to build your capacity. And the hardest thing I find with high performers is they're so high performing and overachieving in areas like their business and money and family, to acknowledge and meet themselves where they're actually at with their health is embarrassing.
Yeah.
How little they have the capacity to do, how little they move their body, how terrible their sleep habits are, how awful their sex drive is, how rubbish their eating habits are. They're like, I'm so ashamed I don't even want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't match. There's a disconnect between how they're performing and everything else. And I'm like, just think if we increase that 1%,
Yeah.
my God, what would happen in everything else?
Yeah. But it's safer to keep, I know that this is good, so it's much safer to not adjust this bit.
Don't look at the horrible bit. I'll just look at this bit.
And that's fine.
Yes.
And that's going good and the business is going well. So I'll just keep doing what I'm doing. And that's, again, the easy option, isn't it?
Growth comes from looking at the hard stuff.
Yeah.
So the stuff that feels uncomfortable. One of my biggest sayings I say to my clients is, if something makes you uncomfortable, it's a messenger. It's telling you something needs to change.
Yeah.
So if you've got anxiety, that's a message.
Yeah.
What's out of alignment? You need to go look at it instead of ignoring it, because it's only going to get bigger and bite you in the arse.
Yeah.
If you're going, oh, my health's really it's bothering me, it's on my mind all the time, I'm not sleeping properly, it's a message that you need to take attention. Yeah.
I think it's also so important, and I've never been very good at this. I'm trying to be better at it. Is just like you said, listen to your body. You're I feel like you have to be. I used to feel like you have to be like so in tune with your body to be able to listen to it, but you don't. When you're tired, your body's saying you're tired. You need to sleep more.
Yeah.
When you haven't, there's some days where it would get to like, I don't know, 6, 7 o'clock, and I think I haven't eaten all day today.
Yeah.
Why is that? It's not because I've just been so busy I'm not hungry, or because, I don't know, I had a really big dinner the night before. It's because I'm in a mode, my body's just panicking, or something to just I don't know, this thing is not right.
Yeah.
So you don't have to be a
you don't have to be like,
athlete,
some like, supreme being. Like,
and be in that pose of, and
we
doing
all know,
yoga to
we all know
that
when we're knackered and shattered and ratty and irritable people,
Yeah, when you're tired and your eyes are stinging.
And you're thinking, I can't be arsed today. It's this thing I call figuring out your canaries in your mine shaft. So British miners would take canaries down the mine shafts. If the air quality was rubbish, the canaries would stop singing, and that was their sign to get out. Learn your own canaries. So before you're at the point that you don't care if you're face first in Uber Eats, before you get to the point that you are crashing and burning. So little things for me, and this, again, really open and authentic. If I get a client's message and I go, oh, for fuck's sake, I'm already overstimulated. I never feel like that when I'm on top form. I'm like, I'll help, whatever. If I get a client message and I'm like, oh, I know I'm already there.
Yeah.
If I get up in the morning and I'm like, I can't be arsed, that's a sign I need a rest.
Yeah.
But often what we do is we ignore that, we mask over it, we depress the sensation, shove it down. No, I can't feel like that. I just got to get on. No, you got to listen to it.
Yeah, so true.
Because if you listen to it, or if you go again, right, I've not had food today. Why? What was going on that I was so in this fight and flight response that I didn't have any hunger cues, and I kept myself going artificially with coffee and caffeine. You know when you're doing that.
Yeah.
You know when you're going to have coffee instead of lunch.
But that's the thing that you were saying earlier. You're just deciding to look away.
Yeah. You just go, it's not there.
Yeah. It's easier.
But like the whole monster under the bed thing, it is worse when you don't look at it.
Yeah.
Like it's bigger, it's scarier than actually looking at it.
It's so kind of, I've experienced everything you're talking about basically, which is, it's good to talk about them, and sort of one that's normal in a lot of ways. A lot of people go through it, and it's like fixable, right? Because sometimes you can easily get in this mindset of saying, I'm really stressed, I'm really tired, I'm not where I want to be, the business is where I want it to be, I've got so much that I need to get done, and that's just my life indefinitely.
I've been there. I've genuinely thought, well, this is just running a business, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is how it has to be.
Yeah.
Like, it's stressful, people get burnt out, they drink too much, they don't sleep, they're miserable, they divorce their other halves.
And then you talk to everybody else that's running the business, and most of them say the same thing. So you're like, well, this is it. This is not. We're all living in the same thing, so it must be the way it is.
This thing that it's normal, but that doesn't mean it's okay.
Yeah.
Like, just because normal doesn't mean it's right. So, like, just because the masses are, that's what's normality.
Yeah.
It's a book I've read by Dr. Gabor Mate, amazing guy. If you've not looked him up, look him up. He's a godfather of nervous system and trauma, called what's the name of the book? The Myth of Normal. So this is about modern society, how life is too busy, how we and our nervous systems are not designed to live like this, and how just because everybody's doing it doesn't mean it's right. So because everybody stays up and watches far too many episodes of Netflix because it draws you in, going next episode, that doesn't mean that that's how we're meant to live physiologically.
Yeah.
But it is really easy. And again, this is kind of not off topic, but that's why I find it so important to get into other rooms with other people that are inspiring. Because if not, you're in your little bubble and everyone's moaning about the same thing and everyone's complaining. There's a wonderful saying from a film somewhere, be careful of still people. Still doing the same things, still complaining about the same stuff, still doing the same habits, still stuck in the same old patterns. I don't want to be in those rooms. I want to go and talk to someone who's gone, I had two ladies at the event this weekend. One, she is 12 months sober. She's an ex-NHS paramedic. And she's like, you don't have to stay like that.
Yeah.
Another lady is a financial abuse coach. She was financially abused for 30 years and was like, you don't have to live like that. And hearing people say, you don't have to just accept that that's normal.
Yeah.
So try and meet and get, again, they say about your circle and the people you're around, you're the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So I want to be damn sure those people are inspiring.
Yeah, it makes complete sense. And I think that's something that I need to work on, being around more people that are pushing and achieving and things. I think that there's 2 things there. One, it's difficult when the world is designed to give you, get your attention, give you those hits of dopamine, whether it's scrolling and our brains are just, it's Instagram. It's
constant dopamine
designed
addiction
to just keep all your attention as long as it possibly can. And the other thing is, how do you? So I completely agree with you. It's good to find these people that you spend time with and talk to, and you find mentors. How do you go about doing that? Because I think a lot of people. I was talking to someone the other day, and they're like, I want to get a mentor to support me doing this. What do I do? Just message them? How do I find mentors?
As ironic as it is that awful love-hate relationship with social media, because you have to be intentional about what you consume. So lovely concept I say to all the clients I work with, where are you paying attention? So if your newsfeed is full of people that piss you off, mute them or get rid of them. If they're family members and you feel guilty, just mute them, because you don't need to see what they've had for breakfast and that they're moaning about bloody bins not being picked up. It is not helpful for high performance. But then start speaking to people that you find inspiring. It sounds like I'm blowing your trumpet, but find things like this podcast and go, who's on there that's interesting?
Yeah.
Follow them, message them,
Yeah.
like you would a normal human being in a conversation, and be like, yo, I listened to this and I really liked it. Like, just to start a genuine conversation. And if there's mentors out there, people that you want to work with, watch how they behave for a while. Like, people, this is going to sound so cynical, people play a good game on social media.
Oh, big time.
Right? We all see the best bits. No one shares the crap bits. Not even me. Not all the crap bits. I try and have as much integrity as possible. But when I'm in something, I can't share a lesson about it until I'm out of it.
Yeah.
So you won't know if something's going on right now in my life, because I don't have the vocabulary to describe a lesson for someone else. But watch how they behave. See what their clients or people that work with them actually say about them outside of that arena, not just on their testimonials pages. Look at the work they've done. Look at the people that they get mentored by. And start to just watch from the sidelines, but make sure things like your newsfeed, if you've got social media, try and curate it with stuff that's actually inspiring. Yeah,
I've really worked on that. I was finding myself on social media just looking at, one, it was waste of time, just crap that was stupid. Or two, it was just what everybody else of our competitors was doing or whatever. And it's just not good for me either.
It's not healthy, is it?
So I'm trying to find things that inspire me, like good ideas, good ways of doing this, good ways of editing this or lighting or whatever. Or those stupid lights that we've got that I'm really excited about.
They're wicked.
Like just stuff that just brings more to what we're doing. And that's really hard to do when it's so easy to just be entertained for however long you want.
I call it junk food. Junk food social media, the crap that's like a gift that you end up sending to your mate at 6 o'clock in the morning. Like, why am I even watching this? Yeah. Yes, okay, there is some benefit to that because humour's good for you. But if your whole feed is just gifs of dogs doing stupid stuff or people complaining and moaning and you sharing it, it's not adding anything to your life, is it?
No. And I think it's so important as well that what you consume, and like I say, what you're paying attention to, whether that's your socials, whether that's TV you watch, or the people that you're around, it's so easy to get caught up in routine and stuck when you're just in that mindset. Everyone else is around you in that mindset. And you sometimes don't know that you're in it either.
That's why I hire mentors. Like, I have had a mentor from the day I started my business until today. I think I worked out, I've spent about 90 grand on mentorship and education in the last 5 years. But I want other people to be able to see my blind spots because you can't see them yourself.
No.
That's why people hire me as a coach, because I can see their blind spots with what their thought process is, their patterns, their nervous system, their nutrition, their health, their well-being, because you can't see it when you're in it. Like, if the people in your environment are in that pattern and in that world and in that kind of routine and ebb and, typical British thing, we moan about the weather. Yeah. If everyone around you is moaning about the weather, you don't know that there's somebody else going, well, it's really sunny here. Yeah, it's really nice.
You could look at the clouds and always look at the cloud, or you could look at that little pocket of blue sky.
Yeah.
If everyone's saying how rainy it is, you're never going to look over that way.
No, you're not even going to look.
Yeah.
You're not even going to search for it. Yeah. So if I can be surrounded by or have some people in my corner that are the people that go, I'm calling you out on that, Nikki. That's not true. Why are you thinking that? I mean, my other half, my husband and I try and do it with each other as well, because we're both athletes or ex-athletes. I was a professional contemporary dancer for 10 years. I was a amateur bodybuilding at really high level for 8 years. He's been an American football player. He bodybuilds now and is still bodybuilding. We've both come from an athlete mindset background, which I think is really helpful for business,
for sure.
because of the lessons you learn along the way about yourself. If he's prepping for a competition and he's being miserable, I call his ass out. And he does the same for me. If my head is up my backside about business, he'll be like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
This is your choice. You don't have to do
100%,
it.
Yeah.
Why are you being miserable?
It's so true. Like I need to be a bit better at that. Like when I stress or I moan or something, but this is what I wanted. This is what I...
Be careful what you wish for.
Yeah, this is what I chose to do this. I constantly choose to do this. No one's making me. No one's forcing me.
Yeah.
I could go and get another job or a different job or whatever.
I think the thing I always try and teach as well, again, going back to this grace and grit concept, doesn't mean it's not hard. And it's actually all right to acknowledge it feels a bit shit and it's hard, but you don't want to unpack your stuff and stay there to the point it becomes, you are just being an energy vampire.
Yeah.
Because it is a choice.
Yeah.
But then the hard thing is as well, only you can change it. So it was one of the biggest things I learned. I used to be very negative. I would be consuming negative media in the news, and I'd always be worried and moaning about stuff and the state of this, and this isn't going good, and look what's happened, and business is terrible, and I'm worried about this. And one, I stopped watching the news because it was doing my head in.
Yeah.
Like lockdown, I just put, no, done, gone.
I went for a phase of every morning looking at the numbers and I just thought, I can't do this anymore.
Not doing that anymore.
I haven't watched the news since, to be honest.
No, me neither. That was the moment I went, I'm done.
I like snippets of what's going on in the world apart from that.
Just to get an inkling that so you're not like in a box.
Yeah,
but
you need to know a little bit, but apart from that, I don't need to know what's happened everywhere in the country all the time.
Absolutely not. I mean, I still speak to my parents and they are avid BBC News watchers. It is on 24/7. And you speak to them and straight away I just hear, have you heard this? Have you heard this? And I'm
this
like,
has happened in this place and that's happened
I
in
love
that
you
place.
guys, but I'm going to stop the conversation there because I don't need to pay attention to that.
Doesn't mean you don't care. Doesn't mean it's not important. It's just that you
don't need to absorb that into my world every time I speak to you.
Yeah.
If there's things that I find are relevant and important, I'll find out and I'll listen myself.
Yeah.
I don't need to be bombarded with how terrible the world is constantly.
Yeah.
Because that's not helping me working on myself. If I'm struggling, I'm the only person that can actually move myself out of it. So if I'm keeping myself there, that's not going to help.
No, and you can't. It's a slippery slope, isn't it? When you're feeling sorry for yourself and everything's so stressful, and then this is happening and this is happening and tax is going to go up and this is what's the point?
Yeah, what's the point in bothering?
Yeah,
yeah.
And once you get to that point, you might as well just call it a day.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, again, like it sounds like I'm contradicting myself. You have to learn to acknowledge your emotions, sensations and feelings and not ignore them and go, oh, well, tough, I've just got to get on, or toxically pretending to be positive because life ain't all sunshine and rainbows and running a business is hard. But at the same time, you then also don't want to tip into that spiral of negativity and that heaviness that comes with that, because then you feel you're disempowering yourself. Because you have got the ability to go, actually, yeah, stuff's a bit shit. It's a bit hard at the minute. But if I stay regulated, grounded and stay logical, I could do this and this to better it or help myself.
Yeah. You got to get out of your own mist.
Yeah.
And all the fog and everything and the crap that's around you to say, it's really difficult, isn't it? When things aren't going great and you're not feeling great and this and the other, you can't see clearly. You don't know that you can't see clearly either. You can't sit there and say, I'm making logical decisions, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, when
you're not.
Maybe
it's
you're
coming
not.
from probably emotional place. But again, that's why you've got to have what you call your emotional boardroom around you. You've got to have 5 or 6 trusted people that will call you out on your crap. Somebody that will go, I love you, but stop it. You're not helping yourself. Somebody else that will listen to your shit and then go, cool, now I've had enough of this. Can we move on now? Yeah. You need somebody that's trusted, that's done it before. So that's my husband, that's my best friend, that's my mentor. The people around me. Yeah. My husband won't take the crap. He's just like, cool, can we move on now? Yeah. Are you done? In a nice way, not dismissive. My best friend will listen and listen and listen, and then she'll be like, right, now what we're going to do? Yeah. And my mentor will be, okay, here's the strategy, here's the solutions, off you go.
And then, Yeah, it's just having those people around that you got to have those people that are kind of in your corner, understanding you, understanding what you need.
If you go back to the athlete thing, that's your team.
Yeah.
They're your team. They're the people who've got your back. They're the ones that will call you out on your rubbish. They're the ones that will listen, make sure you feel heard, make sure you feel validated, not like, I don't care. But they'll go, I know it's hard. Let's still sort it out together, or you know you can fix this. Off you go.
Yeah, and sometimes you just need that. Sometimes you just need someone to say, yeah, but you've done this before. You've been in this situation before. You know you can do it. So what can I do, or what are you going to do?
Yeah, well, can I help, or do you know what you're doing? 9 times out of 10 you go, no, I know what I need to do.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like sometimes, you know, when you sit and talk to someone and you've got this big problem, and as you're talking about it, you kind of just answer it yourself.
Yeah, every time.
It's there. You just got to allow yourself the space and the time to not be so hard on yourself that you haven't already got the answer.
So this comes back to what we were saying, right? The power in pausing, stopping, reflecting. Because the moment you stop, something happens. Your whole nervous system goes, oh. And you can solve your own problems. You flick back into being regulated and online. And the problem seems like from this to like that in seconds. You've usually got the answer yourself.
Yeah, there somewhere. I'm really interested in you said that you narcissistic, what was
Narcissistic abuse specialist.
Because I think the whole narcissism thing is an interesting one, because I think that I think there's elements of me that I think that I'm a narcissist sometimes, but I don't know if that's just everybody thinks that.
Yeah.
And then I get paranoid about it.
Yes, that comes up a lot.
Yeah. So it's like, is it a case of there's a little bit of that in everybody, or is it a case you're a narcissist or you're not?
The fact you even consider that question means you're not.
Right.
There are narcissistic tendencies to everybody. I mean, I'm going to go back to the social media thing. We all take 100 selfies a day. Self-obsessed. All of us. Like, we are the star of our own show, right? Yeah. The difference between narcissism as a personality type, trait, disorder, whatever you want to call it, is that when narcissism presents itself in a malicious concept, there is something that's changed in that person as they've been growing up through their formative years that's changed the way their brain develops. And at that point, they have tendencies to then use their codependency or people pleasing for manipulation purposes.
Right.
It's very different to be having some narcissistic qualities, as in if you're like, well, you always talk about yourself.
Yeah.
Like, that's very different.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Because I think that it's, I think, again, being a business owner, you have to have that little bit of, you've got to be selfish. You've got to think about yourself. You've got to put yourself forward. But at first, because then if you can't do that, you can't show up. The whole thing we're sort of talking about, if you're not putting yourself forward mentally, physically, not putting yourself right at the centre of everything, everybody around you in that business suffers. Yeah. So you've got to have that, whether it's selfish, whether it's narcissistic. But I think that it's something that, again, since having a kid, I'm really conscious of that. Yeah, I didn't know if it was if everyone has that in them, or it's just I was just a narcissist waiting to
not. I can tell you, even just asking that question means absolutely not. And I think there needs to be a bit of a reframe around putting yourself first and not making narcissistic. Narcissism's dictated by the way you manipulate other people. So if you're then going, right, if I put me first, it's there to benefit my family, my friends, my business, my colleagues, my team. In some respects, it's selfless. Because if you're not the best you, if you aren't taking care of yourself, we've been taught for years to abandon what we need in pursuit of stuff for other people. Yeah. So, I mean, in particular, females, unfortunately, they are in a position where they're usually a caregiver, either to children or husbands, partners, etc.
Mums, and it's always
absolutely.
Kind of that.
I mean, that's kind of the MO of a mother.
Yeah.
Put yourself last, put everybody else first. Yeah. So to try and change that narrative can be really hard. You're a guy saying, actually, me putting myself first, is that a bit narcissistic? Putting yourself in the position that you are showing up as the best you to benefit and have a ripple effect on everybody else is selfless. Yeah. Because then you can show up as the best colleague, boss, leader, parent, dad. If you're not, you're doing them a disservice. Yeah. Narcissism comes about when it's done to use other people to manipulate them in a disproportionate way.
Right.
So like, for instance, if you've got somebody there's different types of narcissists. You've got grandiose narcissist, which is what you would expect to see somebody flashing cash, showing off, being a bit of a car salesman, like that kind of attitude. Covert narcissism, where somebody looks like the nice guy to everybody else, but under the surface they're undermining people and being abusive and nasty.
Right.
Like that comes about from something that happens in childhood. Science hasn't caught up with what creates the difference between somebody becoming narcissistic and therefore using their traits and tendencies to manipulate others versus somebody being a people pleaser. They're the same thing. But there still isn't a differentiation between science. What makes one person desperate to please everybody else to their own detriment versus use everybody else to their own benefit?
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Yeah. It's really interesting. It all comes from the same place.
Yeah.
And it's just it could be just how your brain's already made up. It depends on whether you go one way or the other.
Yeah. I mean, narcissists are codependent. So codependent is that you need somebody else to give you a sense of self.
Right.
So you need someone to validate that you're good enough, you've got enough money, you're successful, you're attractive, you're this and that and the other. Is that not the same thing as a people pleaser?
Yeah, it's so bizarre, isn't it? Mm-hmm. It sounds exactly the same thing.
Yeah, but the people pleasing side comes from a desperate need to make everybody else feel okay before yourself.
Yeah.
Whereas a narcissist, I don't give two hoots about everybody else. I
Yeah.
need people to blow my trumpet.
Yeah.
There's a nuance.
Yes, it's very, very similar. I think as well the selfless thing. I was listening to Joe Rogan and Matthew McConaughey the other day, and they were having a really sort of in-depth conversation about how everything that you do is selfish in a capacity.
Yeah.
Like everything. And if you're not doing that properly, then you're selfish.
Yes, abso-friggin-lutely.
And I was listening to it and I was like, this is bizarre, but it makes so much sense.
Yeah. I was saying this to a client the other day. We were talking about relationships and she said, is it bad that I'm my number one priority? He's not. Like, no, he should be number two. You should always be your number one priority, because if you're not giving yourself at your best to that relationship. So that's not fair.
And it's just not what society makes you feel like, or relationships or marriage or everything. No, that's not the common theme or thought or what anybody says.
No, I couldn't agree more with that, because if you're being selfish, putting yourself first, however you want to position it, then it means that ripple effect across everybody else gets a better version of you.
Yeah.
How can you show up and, I don't know, I've had this before, you must have done in the past working for people, you know when your boss has had a bad day because they are taking it out on everybody.
Yeah.
That's not fair.
No.
Sort your damn self out.
Yeah.
You turn up as the best you.
And I've done it as well. I know.
I've done it too. Like, definitely done it.
Yeah, and it's so easily done.
Yeah.
But then you've got to reflect on that and just say, this ain't right.
Yeah.
I can't do this. This isn't, and that's me being selfish.
Yeah.
Because I'm not sorting that out and I'm making everybody else's problem.
As opposed to going, right, selfless, I need to reflect on this and I need to level up here, because that's not fair.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and it's really difficult when I'm a people pleaser. I try to be all things to all people, make sure that everyone's happy all the time, and I'm the one that's driving around like an idiot here, there, and everywhere, or not sleeping much, or not. It's always what I do. And then what frustrates me is I feel like if I don't give everything to everybody and I miss one, they're like, I'm reliable. He doesn't do this, doesn't do that, and you're just like, you can't win.
Can't. So this is going to be a really interesting concept for you. People pleasing is actually selfish. So you do it, we do it, nervous system wise. If we keep everyone else happy, we feel safe.
Yeah.
So if that person's unhappy with me, I can't cope with the discomfort.
Yeah.
It's not about them.
No.
It's self-serving.
Yeah, 100%.
So the people pleasing it's a trauma response and a mechanism to try and manage and control everyone. Not in a malicious way. No, you're not a narcissist. I'll tell you that now. But you're like, right, if I keep that person happy, then I'm safe, I'm cool. If I keep that one happy, then I'm a good colleague, or I'm a good husband, or I'm a good dad.
Yeah.
But instead of going, actually, if I've said no to that person with something for work and it makes them uncomfortable, I've got to hold that boundary, and that's their discomfort. It's not for me to take it away from them.
Yeah.
They've got to learn to manage that themselves.
It's so true, because whenever I don't feel like I'm doing something for people, I'm like, well, I'm just obviously a bad son, I'm a bad dad, I'm a bad this, I'm a bad that. And that's straight away my go-to. If I feel like I've dropped the ball in any capacity, that's what I go to, as opposed to thinking, actually, that... And I'm trying to get better at it, I'm trying to work on it and trying to set boundaries, but it's so difficult when you feel you have to be all these things. And then I'm sat there frustrated because I'm now not going to be able to do this, or I'm now not going to be able to do that. And I feel like it is me being selfish, but it's me that loses as well.
Yeah, so if you're a people pleaser, the only person you abandon is yourself.
Yeah.
So boundaries are hard. Boundaries are hard because boundaries are not for everyone else, they're for you.
Yeah.
So what you have to work on is your capacity and learning what your capacity is. And if you are at all neurodivergent, it's really freaking hard to figure out what your capacity is, because your capacity and capability are two totally separate things. And it took me a long time to learn that as a business owner. I can do a hell of a lot, but my capacity, I don't need to do a hell of a lot. So I might say yes to this, and this, but actually there's one thing that I really needed to say no to. Yeah. And the old me, I've said yes now, it's tough, I'm going to have to do it. And then that means I can't go to bed when I wanted to, I can't eat properly, I can't, I'm getting affected, or I can't go gym when I said I wanted to. Yeah. Then I'm all resentful and irritated. That's not helping anybody.
Yeah, and you go and do the thing you don't want to do and you're resentful for it.
And I'm miserable and don't want to be there. Yeah. And no, now I've got to the point that I can slow down enough, comes back to the slowing down before I say yes and go, do I want to do that? Have I got the capacity to do it? It might fit in my diary in those time blocks, but that doesn't mean I can do it well. Yeah. And it's all right for me to go, I'm going to pass this time. Yeah. No thanks.
And just being able to just sit in that, because I know I can't do it, and then I'm uncomfortable and I'm frustrated. But it's fine, I'll do it, don't worry about it. Yeah. I always just fold.
Yeah, it's then when you catch yourself going, oh, stop him.
Yeah. It's difficult. It's
not easy. I had to do it this week. I had to say no to something I'd already said yes to. Yeah. And I had to go, do you know what? It's a no. I've overstretched myself and I'll be watching and cheering on from afar, but I'm out. Yeah. And that's like, ugh.
Yeah. And you've got to get, again, it's getting comfortable doing uncomfortable
with
things.
The discomfort. Yeah, that's the crux of it, with emotions, nervous system, emotional management, emotional regulation, emotional health. Get comfortable feeling discomfort, and knowing how to sit with it stops you being reactive. Yeah.
And it's also like going to the gym, right? Now it's getting dark all the time.
Yeah, it's harder.
It's so easy to say, right, it's 5 o'clock, whatever. And I get in my warm car and I drive home and I'm going to get under a blanket, watch Netflix and have a glass of wine. That's so easy. Yeah. But it's difficult to go to the gym and still it's dark and it's cold and get up in the morning. And it's so difficult to do. But it's just one of those many examples. If you could lay out on a table, right, all your decisions for the day, and which ones are easy ones and which ones are hard ones. Yeah. But then of those hard ones, what's the result?
What's the benefit of them? Yeah. What do you get out of it long term? It's a delayed gratification thing though, isn't it? Yeah. Because you don't get the gratification in the moment. You don't, no. It's much more gratifying to sit at home with a glass of wine, fire, and Netflix.
It feels great.
Like,
it's wonderful.
It feels brilliant.
But then
in
you're
the moment.
So I always do the same thing. It gets this time of the year and I go, right, I've got 5 months of jumper season, right? So I can go to the gym. Yeah. I can do what I want to do. And then when it comes to the end, to like t-shirt time, I'm going to feel much better and I'm going to feel confident. Excuse me, this, that and the other. And then I don't, because that fire and a beer or a wine and...
They're much more alluring.
Oh, it's so much easier. Yeah. So I think it just needs to be... I need to be better at just getting uncomfortable, doing things that are uncomfortable.
Doing it in small enough doses. Yeah. So there's a thing called pendulation, like pushing yourself to discomfort, then comfort. Yeah. Discomfort, comfort. That's how you stretch your comfort zones. Right. And then it becomes just your normal, that by the time you get around to next winter... Well, I'm just a guy that goes to the gym.
Yeah, and that's what I need to be. But I don't allow that. Yeah. It's 4 times a week, 4 times a week, 4 times a week.
Boom and bust.
Yeah, and then it's like, well, I won't go for 3 months.
Yeah. It's then you go, right, okay, I've got to acknowledge that this is uncomfortable. Again, there's the discomfort. I've got to go once. Yeah. For 3 weeks. Yeah. And just hold myself off, instead of going out the blocks and getting impulsive and then burning out and going, I can't do this. Yeah, yeah. Commit to once or twice. If I get there twice, great. If I get there once, I've done it.
Yeah, and that's the thing, setting those expectations. Same in business, right? You start day one and you think, right, by the end of this year, I'm going to make this much money, this many employees, this many clients.
Never works like that, does it?
It doesn't.
Never.
It doesn't. And sometimes it's significantly more, and
Yeah.
sometimes it's significantly less. Like say, for your example, you probably that came out of the blocks quick,
Hard.
but some people, most of the time,
Year 2 and 3, business went backwards.
yeah,
Cool. It had to.
It's
I
just-
couldn't keep going at that rate.
yeah, and that's absolutely fine, normal, and I think it's normalising the fact that things are hard, but that doesn't mean you don't do it.
Yeah.
Like I talk a lot. This poor podcast has changed quite a lot, and I'm very glad that it has. It started very business conversations, and now it's just life and what's going on. But I think that when we talk about business and starting a business, it is hard, but doesn't mean you don't do it. Running a marathon is hard, but
still do it.
Do you know what I mean? Everything that you do, splitting up with the boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever that you don't want to be, that's hard.
That's hard.
But you've got to do it.
It's harder to say.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I think that's the delayed gratification piece though, because you can look at it in the moment and go, this is so painful and so hard right now. I don't have the capacity to do it. Whereas if you go, right, if I put it off, what's the cost of that?
Yeah.
How much harder is that in 10 years?
Yeah.
Because that's a big trade-off. But as human beings, we don't do that. We don't extrapolate ourselves. We can't put ourselves into the future. So we go, well, what feels nice now?
Yeah. And it's the same with fitness. It's same with business. Like I always think, well, I'm not unhealthy. I'm not fat. I'm not like overweight or whatever. So it's fine. I'll go to the gym in 5 years' time when I'm a bit older.
You're
and
not
I
in
need a bit more.
enough pain to do anything about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then with business, I'm on the opposite. It's like, well, I'm 5 years in. Why am I not doing everything that I want to be doing? So it's kind of the opposite.
It's funny,
things.
isn't it?
Yeah.
How you go, actually, I'm not in enough pain to change or do anything about it, so I'll put it off.
Yeah.
But then business, we're always like super critical. Like,
Yeah.
why am I not like a millionaire? And why am
Yeah.
I not like a household name by now?
Yeah.
But you wouldn't think the same with the gym. You wouldn't walk in and go, I need to do 500 kilo leg press.
Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't be going to gym for 5 years and expect to be on a stage
Mr. Olympia.
doing... Yeah, exactly.
Like-
It's so true.
Yeah.
But I think it needs to be about, that... I spoke on another podcast, a couple of podcasts, because same sort of thing came up, is how much do you want it?
Yeah.
How much do you want to go to the gym and look better and feel healthier and move more?
Interesting idea around this.
Go on.
Because I think that's absolute bullshit.
Oh, really?
Everyone wants to, but nobody does.
Yes,
Nobody
how
wants to
much
be
do you want
unhealthy.
it?
Nobody wants to be unhealthy.
True.
Nobody actively gets up in the morning and says, I want to make my health worse.
Yeah.
But we do. Because life gets busy, because your nervous system gets in the way, because you self-sabotage. And going, how much do you want it, completely disregards the fact that there are physiological, scientific things that get in the way to try and protect you.
Okay.
So we've got we have two tendencies. You're either someone who's motivated by getting away from something horrible or going towards something new. Most people are in the first.
Yeah.
Because most of us don't know what it feels like to feel great, so we don't bother.
Very true.
So you can get away from, you have a health scare. I need to go to the gym. My blood pressure's high. My cholesterol's awful. I'm scared. Motivated by fear instead of motivated by moving towards something. So saying to somebody you just don't want it enough is completely dismissive of their nervous system.
Interesting. Because it's the same with that example where you're talking about relationships. If you're in a bad relationship, a lot of people stay in them because they don't know what a good one is like.
Precisely.
So you stay in it. It's not because you don't want to
know
be
any
out.
different.
Yeah.
And you go back to what's familiar.
Yeah.
Not
yeah.
what's good for you. So if that relationship as well echoes previous relationships and your parents' relationship, that's normal.
Yeah.
You don't know what isn't.
So yeah, again, same as the gym. I've never been the person that's always at the gym.
Yeah.
So I don't know what
You don't know what that feels like to be that
being
guy.
the person that's been to the gym 3 days a week.
So is there
for a
any
year.
benefit in the amount of investment? You don't know.
Yeah.
Kind of looks good. I know I should
Yeah.
compared to other people, but how does it actually affect me? That's really hard to work through because everything in your nervous system's going, yeah, but this is comfort zone. This is safe.
Yeah.
Stay here. We know what this feels like. You're not that bad.
Yeah, you're surviving.
You're all
okay.
right.
Yeah.
And it tries to tell you lies.
Yeah.
Because it's easier and more comfortable to go, just stay here.
And that's, again, going back to humans, like we're designed to just be safe.
We're risk averse.
And warm and comfortable.
Yeah.
And alive.
Yeah. To be alive though, if you want to go down that route, you've got to challenge yourself.
Yeah.
Like it's a bit of a dramatic concept, but if you're not getting better, you're getting worse.
Yeah, true.
Like there is no such thing as staying the same. We are all diminishing all the time.
I feel like it. I sat there getting my hair cut the other day and I was looking, I was like, I look old. I'm going grey. I look old. I was like, I need to sort this out.
This is the thing, like life doesn't stop.
No.
It doesn't slow down.
I think as soon as you get past, for me, as soon as I get past 30, I'm just like, right, I need to sort something out now.
Yeah.
I'm not in my 20s anymore.
Yeah.
I'm meant to be an adult and I'm a dad.
I love that I'm meant to be an adult. That's about right, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm meant to be a dad, an adult, and running a business. Like, I need to start taking things seriously.
I think people underestimate. None of us have a clue what we're doing.
No, and I think going back to the thing
None of us, not even me. I haven't got a clue.
I think it's business owners, but also like we were saying about parents.
Yeah.
I think you always think that your parents are like professional parents.
I look back now, I think my mum was younger than I am now. She didn't have a clue.
Yeah.
She hadn't got a clue.
And they're just doing their best.
Just trying.
Just turning up every day and making mistakes and doing good things and doing bad things. And
Yeah.
I wouldn't say, like, I didn't begrudge anything. Or I didn't have any, like, I wasn't holding any grudges or anything. But there's those little things like we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
But now I just think, doing it myself, I just think, Jesus Christ.
You think, oh my God, how did they get through?
Yeah,
Like,
how did I get... I'm just happy that my little boy's still alive.
yeah.
I'm dread to think what
He gets
chaos...
fed, he gets watered, and he sleeps, and he's cool.
I dread to think what chaos I'm going to cause him when he's older.
And again, that's not something as a parent you are overly responsible for. You can only do your best with what you've got.
Yeah.
Like, and if it's not malicious on purpose, you're doing a good job.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's just in general. It's been a really good kind of conversation for me because it's a lot of stuff that makes me feel like I've said this theory before, but I just think everyone's the same.
Yeah.
Everyone's completely different, but everyone has the same brain. Everyone does the same things. Everyone thinks in a very similar way. And there's nuances and different avenues to that, but we're all very, very similar.
Yeah.
And I think that makes you feel less alone sometimes when you are in those moments of stress or depression or anxiety or whatever. Like, there's probably someone that's been through something very, very, very similar to you. Yeah. And it's okay. And it's okay to not be okay.
Collective consciousness is the thing that can help you move out of it.
Yeah.
Because you realise, no, it's not dismissing your own feelings and sensations, because the other side of that is no one's going through it other than you.
Yeah.
You are the only one that's in your head going through it.
Yeah.
But knowing somebody else has probably experienced something pretty damn similar, there's even a word for it, depression, anxiety, insomnia, whatever, you can start to go, okay, there's nothing inherently wrong with me. Yeah. This is human. Yeah. That's okay.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And there's always something that you can do. I think we're talking on a podcast previously about you're not sleeping right. I don't sleep or I don't do this. That's not normal.
Yeah.
You don't sleep.
No, humans are designed to rest and recharge.
Yeah.
Like,
so if you're not sleeping, there's something that needs to be done about that.
Something you need to have a look at.
Yeah.
And I think and getting deep again, there's another whole thing around accepting an identity. Oh, I just don't sleep. How long have you told yourself that for?
Yeah.
Now it's true because you're telling yourself that.
Oh, I have to have a bottle of wine at night before I go to bed because it makes me sleep better. Or
my biggest one, I'm anxious.
Yeah.
I haven't been anxious for 4 years.
Yeah.
I lived with anxiety as long as I remember. Probably before I was born, if you want to get all into like uterus anxiety and stuff like that. And I don't feel anxious anymore.
Yeah.
I have anxiety at times like normal people do. I will get like, oh, got to get a bit jittery if I'm doing something new or whatever, or speaking on stage last week, I'm a bit like, whoa. Yeah. But no, I'm not anxious. Yeah. I'm not accepting that
But that's
label.
your go-to at that time when it's
That was
tough.
my protection mechanism.
Yeah.
If I say I'm anxious, it means I don't have to do things that are hard. No.
Yeah, same as stressed. I'm just stressed.
Oh, I'm busy. That was my other one. Oh, I'm busy. Why am I wearing busy like a badge of honour? Yeah. Sort it out then, Nikki. If you're not happy with being that busy that you say no to everything, or you're constantly knackered and exhausted, change it.
And it is a bit of a badge of honour, isn't it? When if you're not stressed and tired and busy when you're running a business, it's like you're failing in some way.
Yeah, I don't agree with that anymore.
That's not right, is it?
No, I don't agree with that anymore because that's what I lived my life like. I spoke to
like,
people.
I feel like it was like my dad when he was younger. Like we were on holiday and he's like his phone's going off and he's busy and he's stressed, and that's what success.
That's
looks
kind
like.
of the image of a person that owns a business, isn't it?
Yeah,
like
that's
constantly on the
success.
phone. You see even films, don't you? That there's so many American Hollywood films that like the parent or the dad or the mum that's working is constantly on the phone and laptop.
And you see it on like Instagram, like when your husband's a CEO and he's on the phone all the time. That's not right. We shouldn't be like.
I don't want a freaking business like that.
Yeah, we shouldn't be like making that. What's the word? Like glamorizing.
It's like glorifying it, isn't it? Glorifying hustle and busyness. Excuse my French, but forget it. Like I want to be able to have everything that I want and a bit more time freedom and. Freedom is the thing. Freedom of where I am, what I choose to do with my body, how I think, who I work with. That's what I want a business to feel like. And again, I'm not for a second saying that trying to get something started yourself doesn't require a hell of a lot of work.
Yeah.
But if you get stuck in that cycle thinking that that's what success feels like, you'll always go and find it.
Yeah.
Even if you don't need it.
Yeah, freedom is such a good one because it's like you say, it's. And what's your level of success? What's your level of freedom? Is it that you want to, and some people will want to be in a position where they're earning millions. Some people want to be in a position where they're working 2 days a week.
So what's the trade-off?
Yeah, where do you want to be?
Like my level of freedom is I can say yes to coming here in an afternoon.
Yeah.
I'm not stuck at my desk.
Yeah.
I've had some clients this morning. I've got clients this evening. I can say, yeah, I can come.
Yeah.
I can come and have an interesting conversation.
Exactly.
That's freedom to me.
I'm the same. Like so when it comes around to summer, for example, I want to, freedom is to me that my dad says, do you want to play golf every Wednesday? Yeah, I do.
Absolutely, I do.
That's freedom for me. That I have the luxury of saying, I'm not going to be in the office Wednesday afternoons, I'm going to play golf.
Yeah. And that, like you said, it's that trade-off. Like if you want a certain level of monetary success, say, everything comes with a cost.
Yeah.
So if it's not a financial cost, it's a time cost.
Yeah.
So what am I paying attention to? If I'm going to pay with my time, is it, I think for me now, I think the new rich is time, freedom. Like.
Yeah, you see that in billionaires. That's why like, I saw this video and it was Mark Cuban. He was like, I bought a private jet. And, they were like, everyone thinks it's like £200 million for a private jet. Why? So because I get time. It's like I'm traveling in time because I can go straight on my private jet. I'm not waiting around. I get to where I want to be and it's quicker. My time is worth more than the price of what this costs me.
Absolutely.
And when you think of it like that, it's like, that's nuts.
Nuts, but it's true, isn't it?
It's so true. What you do with your time, and I'm bad for it as well. I'll go through phases where I'm stressed about work. I need to get in on time, and then I'll sit on my phone for half an hour when I get here.
Don't we all do that?
Like, that doesn't
the
make
days
any
the stress
sense.
is the highest, I'm sat scrolling.
I'm like, this doesn't, it's the escapism, isn't it?
Yes,
It's the
it
stress is there.
Yeah.
I need to do stuff, but if I sit on my phone, I don't have to worry about that.
Don't
for a
have to
few
feel
minutes.
it.
Yeah.
I can numb that for a little bit, just for a minute.
But that's the easy option, and it's I think it needs to be a case of challenging yourself every day to say, okay, what's the easy option here?
It's that book, isn't there? Eat the Frog First. You heard that book?
No.
So it's a French book, apparently, rewritten in English, but it's a business concept and a high performance concept that if you have something really hard to do in a day, eat the frog first.
Yeah.
Do it as the first thing in your day, and then everything else is easier as the day goes on. So if I look the night before when I'm planning what I'm doing the next day, I'm like, right, what is the thing I don't want to do the most on that list? It's getting them first.
Yeah.
First.
And that might be admin. That might be just the stuff that you just
Might be
don't
going gym.
Yeah, true.
Because honestly, I will train early because if I ain't doing it early, I'm not going.
I'm the same. If I don't do it in the morning, I don't go.
So then eat the frog first becomes, well, okay, that's really good for me. I want to do it. If I don't do it there, I'll make excuses. It's going first.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that. And there's also the thought of consistency is doing the thing you don't want to do. Like always doing the things that you don't want to do. Like if you want to be successful, if you want to put that consistency there, it's doing everything that you don't want to do when you don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Everything you can do all the easy stuff. If I enjoy doing podcasts, I could probably do a podcast every day. I enjoy doing shoots. I can do a shoot every day. I don't necessarily enjoy the edit of doing the podcast.
That's what I was going to say. Do you enjoy doing all the editing and everything afterwards?
The editing for shoots I enjoy. I don't enjoy the podcast edits.
Yeah.
To be completely honest.
But for them to be successful, you've got to do
I've got to do it.
Yeah.
But I put it off and I put it off and I put it off, and then Hannah's going to me, "Where's the podcast? Where's the podcast? Where's the podcast?" And then that's just how it is because I don't enjoy it.
There's as a mentor I'm working with at the minute, a high performance mentor, and she asked us to have 3 goals a week, no more. And my ADHD brain wants 23.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you're trying to make me narrow down to 3. Ugh. But she always asks us to pick one procrastination goal, something we've been putting off, like the edits.
Yeah.
One stretchy goal that feels uncomfortable. So it could be something personally. It could be putting a boundary and saying no to something because it feels uncomfortable, or reaching out to somebody you feel a bit like, and one learning goal. Because her concept is, and she's a Harvard business coach, is that if you do too many procrastination goals, you'll do none of them.
Yeah.
If you do too many stretchy things, you'll overload yourself and overwhelm yourself, and you will do nothing.
Yeah.
And if you do too many learning, again, you'll overwhelm yourself and you're not moving forwards. So she tries to get us to pick one of each.
Nice.
Find it hard because I'm like, yeah, but I've got 3 of these. And she's like, yeah, 1.
Yeah. And do you find you achieve them though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is mad, because if you look back, say 4 months ago, before I started this process, whilst I teach high performance health, when it came to things like productivity and work, sometimes I feel like I was running around like a headless chicken.
Yeah, to that example, I find it really interesting that like you teach something that maybe you're not good at yourself.
Yeah.
And I always use the example that Tiger Woods had a coach.
Yeah.
A swing coach. Yeah. Like you're the best that there's ever been, and you go every day with a coach to get better.
Absolutely.
And I think that's like the mentoring thing, isn't it? Like you can always be better than you were yesterday.
Somebody can see my blind spots that I can't see. And instead of me running around like a busy bee or running around with my hair on fire, going, I'm busy, I don't know what to focus on. What it does for my neurodivergent brain is it goes, vroom, laser focused, 3 things, get them done.
Yeah. It's interesting as well when you think that someone could know your brain better than you can or see it better than you can. Like having this conversation, you just like, we've not spoken before, right? And then we're talking about stuff and you're saying things about my brain, how I think that like there's no way that someone should know that, but it's just because everyone's got a similar brain. A lot of people have got similar brains. So yeah, I think it's interesting. I think it's interesting to have these conversations, to not feel like you're alone, to also understand that these are the things we're talking about these aren't like groundbreaking things. They're things that you probably know, you probably tell yourself, but you don't listen to them.
Yeah, you don't slow down enough to actually acknowledge them.
So I think having like yourself that you're challenging people to just like listen.
Just stop, listen.
Stop, listen.
Stop.
Do these things. Don't try and do everything. Do whatever, these 3 things a week. It's refreshing, and I think it's so everyone can do it. They just don't.
Yeah.
And I'm perfect. I'm not calling out anybody. I'm talking about me. Like I can do all the things you're saying.
Yeah.
I can go to the gym.
Yeah.
I can slow down and stop. I can do 3 things set 3 examples in a week. But I don't.
Sometimes it's having that external accountability that I find with either a coach or a mentor that keeps bringing it back into focus for you.
Yeah.
Because life gets busy. Life does take over. You do start getting into the weeds of things, and sometimes, all the time, you need something or someone outside yourself to just go, check.
Yeah.
Check.
Yeah.
Just check where you're at.
Yeah, for sure. What other event, have you got any events coming up that you want to talk about?
We've done all of our events for this year. So the one on Sunday was our big annual client give back. So we do it every year. It's called Empower Her. So it's a big women's health summit for female founders and business owners to lead from health instead of hustle.
Nice.
So we do it every year. All my clients come. It's a big celebration. And I give people what they think they want, and then they get what they need.
Right.
So they'll come thinking they're going to be dealing with business all day, and actually we start talking about nervous system, hormones, blood work, health. We had them singing on Sunday. We had a vocal wellbeing workshop, much to their disgust, and every single one of them loved it in the end.
Nice.
But that's our big flagship event every year that we do as like an end of year celebration, a bit of a give back, and it gives other people an opportunity to come experience what we're about in our world as well. Nice. So we do that at the last Sunday in October every year. Cool. So the next thing will be, we do a big event in May next year, which is a big, it's a photo shoot, which sounds really strange, but it's a celebration of the work that the women that I'm working with have done for body confidence and empowering themselves with their body image.
That's cool. Very nice. I like the thought of having like an end of year roundup with everybody and just sort of celebrating where you are and what you've achieved.
It's lovely. We do like a little award ceremony as well. There's always one. My program's called Best Version Yet. So it's the Best Version Yet transformation of the year, and not just external, not just business numbers. It's like everything. So there's a load of factors that myself and my coaching team go through, and we're like, right, who's done this in these areas? And the person that's made the most growth over the year is the person who wins.
Very nice. Very nice. A lot to reflect for me on this one. This is what I'll be thinking about when I go to bed tonight.
You'll have a migraine again later.
Yeah, a lot to think about, but really, really good stuff. So thank you for coming in and sharing.
Pleasure.
I think there's a lot of people take a lot from it. So thank you very much. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing like more on your socials and all that stuff. And yeah, I might have to be messaging you some advice in the near future as well.
Do these 3 things.
Yeah, exactly.
A pleasure.
Thank you very much. And yeah, we'll see what we got. Everything's coming up on your socials soon.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you.